is indeed New Orleans, Louisiana. You guys and gals ready to get this thing going on Thanksgiving week? Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you. Boy, kind of cloudy and overcast out there, like rain, I would think, and at least a drizzle in some parts of the metro. I see some dark-looking rain clouds out there today. The meteorologist weather folks predicted a beautiful sunny day today. It wasn't a bad day, comfortable, temperatures in the 70s. This morning, it was high 50s when I woke up and let Tolly out around 5:36 a.m. Little coolio morning, but it did warm up rather quickly. It went from like 58 to like 70 by my house in about an hour and a half. By 8 a.m., it was like, 12 degrees warmer than it was just an hour earlier. So anyway, happy Thanksgiving week. This Thursday, Thanksgiving. Lots of things to be thankful for, huh? Short work week for many folks. A little Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday gimmick. And then the 4-day weekend for most. Yeah, you right. Bayou Classic week in New Orleans. Yeah, you right. Thanksgiving cool front. Another yeah, you right. Yeah, getting a little weather break on Wednesday. Waking up to the high 40s on Thanksgiving morning on Turkey Day. By the way, I'll be eating a steak on Turkey Day. You want to know why? Turkey sucks. Mario Brothers, we fool ourselves into this silly tradition at Thanksgiving, eating this bird known as a turkey, appropriately named. It is a turkey. I like turkey. Turkey's just fine. It is. Turkey's just fine. And that's about it. Now, we kind of fool ourselves. We get the nice hot bird out the oven. Mom made some gravy. It's hot. You slice it up. It's good. If there were any other protein sitting on the table next to the turkey, the bird would sit there and the other protein would be eaten. I mean, think about it. Pork chops, steaks, chicken, speckled trout, shrimp, oysters, crawfish, crabs, any other protein. That turkey's sitting there doing nothing. There's only one thing worse than turkey, turducken. And the first 4 letters of that bird says it all. Or birds, turducken. First 4 letters say it all. No, I saw Glenn Mistich, the guy from the West Bank who invented the turducken, and I guess his son. They're selling thousands of turduckens. I'm glad. He's a nice guy. I had him on the show like 20 years ago. Sweet guy. Hit a home run with this ball, and people are gobbling it up, People buy the 6-star knife set on TV, too, by the thousands. The 1999 knife set. So I can't help what people do. No, I think turkey's a turkey, and I think turducken, Anyway, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. See you next year. Such positive, good thoughts on Thanksgiving week. Mario Brothers coming from me, just dogging the old bird, giving the bird the bird.
Yeah, you've been on that tape, man.
That's every year, Mario.
Yeah.
It's my annual tradition.
I love turkey. So
you don't love it. You just like it. And if I put any other protein next to it, it would sit by itself. You slice up the turkey, put it on your plate, and you're fired up. And I'm like, here, Mario Brothers, a prime New York strip. I just pulled it off the grill, piping hot. That turkey's going to just sit on your plate, knock out the big slab.
I guess. I don't know. I'm still pumped for Turkey Thursday.
No, I know. You should be.
I saw the one in my parents' fridge today. It looks good.
Nice. Yeah, your mom's going to do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
I think when people have a choice, though, we just sort of get suckered into that. I've told the story a gazillion times. We had turkey. We knock it all out. The next Thanksgiving, I'm like 12 years old. My dad has a full turkey, and he's got this platter of New York strips off the grill. Every New York strip was gone, and about half the turkey was gone.
Wow.
The next year, it was lamb chops and turkey. The turkey pretty much went untouched.
That's like eating king cake out of season or something.
Year 3, we abandoned the turkey. Pork crown roast. Still have the oyster dressing, the dirty rice, the baked macaroni, all that good stuff.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
We tossed the bird. We 86 the bird.
Like, I like king cake more than more cakes, but I'm not going to eat, king cake over birthday cake year round or anything like that.
You're right about that. Good call, Mario Brothers, putting me in my place. No, I'm not a year-round king cake eater either.
No, I feel like that's bad luck, right?
Almost, kind of, yeah.
It's like a Marie Laveau thing. You bring bad luck if you eat it out of season.
Kind of. A lot of people make them, and then they make like the Christmas king cake that in purple, gold, and green, but it's king cake with icing, basically, and they call it like, something else.
Yeah, that's an abomination.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, bro. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving this Thursday. Friends and family together. That's what it's all about. Being thankful. Being thankful. If you're alone for Thanksgiving, or, man, it could be like a lonely day for you, call up the program. Holler at us. We're here today, tomorrow, Wednesday, 766-9480. Let's chat. Vent right here. 766-9480. No, there are a lot of things in town. You just got to look for them if you're alone for Thanksgiving. Lots of, free meals. I think the sheriff, I don't want to take anything from Susan Hudson. She's a nightmare, but I think the New Orleans Sheriff's Department still has those, that free Thanksgiving meal down at the convention center. I started something like about, when was it? I guess like 06. We started literally grilling ribeyes on Thanksgiving Day. I did it like from 10 in the morning till about 1 in the afternoon. It was for first responders, people that had to work on Thanksgiving Day, hospital staff, people like that. And then end up some homeless folks showing up as well. But we did it in front of Performance Motors on Tulane Avenue, that old dealership. It was once Subaru and gray market cars. The Porsche dealership was across the street. We did it right there about 20 years ago. Then moved it over to the Whale lot by the Hilton. The idea really came about from Wayne Baquet, who had Zachary's on Oak Street and then Little Dizzy's on Esplanade. Little Dizzy's still there, run by his daughter and son-in-law, I believe. Or is it his son and daughter-in-law? Anyway, Wayne Baquet really came up with the idea, what can we do to, feed some people on Thanksgiving? And Zachary's had this steak night, these ribeyes on like Thursday night. So I was like, Wayne, why don't we do that? And I'll bring my Weber pits. I got a few Weber pits, get a bunch of charcoal and drop coals, and I'll grill the steaks. You bring some sides. And then I think Drago's got involved, and then it just got bigger and bigger. And then it got so big where we weren't using charcoal. I think Drago's brought out these big char grillers, that they grill the oysters on, and we were grilling steaks there. And it got so big, and I sort of backed away from it. And then I think Drago's did it for a few more years, and then it just faded out. Now, I guess if I would have stayed involved the whole time, we'd still be doing it. But it got so big, and it got to the point where I was like, I don't even need to be here. I got this thing started. We did a few hundred people the first year. We did, hundreds more the second year. By the third year, it was like deep in the hundreds, 700, 800, 900 steaks grilled, giving them away. People were bringing steaks, pulling up to where we were grilling. They'd gone to the grocery themselves, bought like 10 ribeyes, and just brought them by for us to grill and cook for people. It's incredible. No, that when you're a kid, you want to, and I get it. Kids, you're a child. You want to receive Christmas, birthday, love that stuff. But then as you got older, giving is nice. Giving is so much nicer. I like giving a lot more than receiving. I don't even care at Christmas or anything if I get anything from anybody. But giving there's just sort of sometimes I feel selfish about it. Like even grilling those steaks and giving away, I'm like, I'm getting something positive out of this, Am I doing it for the people? Am I doing it for my own gratification? Whatever, Sometimes you feel guilty about it. And then you got to realize, Corey, you're giving, this is all about giving. Anyway, Thanksgiving. Be thankful and give. Thanksgiving. Be thankful and give this Thursday. No, people need help. Don't always assume. Don't always judge. Sometimes try to put yourself in other people's shoes. Louisiana National Guard, State Police to set up a French Quarter security zone for Bayou Classic. LSU coaching search, Lane Kiffin. Mike Scarborough, Tiger fans, about 4 minutes away. Mike Scarborough from TigerBait.com is going to give us the latest and greatest on the LSU coaching search. Yes, yes, and yes. Mayor-elect Helena Moreno looking to eliminate like 400 city jobs. Yes. Consolidate certain offices, agencies. Yes. I got the list of every city agency right here. I got lines, if you look on the page, crossing over where agencies could be consolidated. Compiled this list like 2 years ago. I keep it on my desk, hoping that this time would come. No, sadly, it's a financial crisis that's causing it, but I'll take it however I can get it. It's like eliminating the New Orleans public school system or the projects post-Katrina. Should have been done earlier, but if the storm's the thing that got it going, I'll take it. A new mayor, a financial crisis, eliminate city hall jobs, consolidate agencies, I'll take it. I'll take it. We got a cool front coming in. We're running AC right now. Thanksgiving, you'll be running heat. You better make sure your AC and your heat's working right because you need it. Total Maintenance, taking care of you for 40 years. Sterling reputation in South Louisiana. If you need air conditioning or heat help in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, think Total Maintenance, tm-ac.com. You need AC or heat help over Thanksgiving? Total Maintenance.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Hey, Marigny, Bywater, Tremé, French Quarter, CBD, Warehouse District, Garden District, Irish Channel. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground, where New Orleans is heard.
Wow. A few weeks ago, I got an email. You can email us anytime, Corey at CoreyTalks.com. Corey spelled Kaare, Corey at CoreyTalks.com, Who told you those 80s Porsche Carrera frames were back in style? Don Johnson, Whitey Bulger, and Corey Johnson. This guy, his name is Juiced Up Jimmy. He's out of Lafayette, Cajun country. He'll sometimes just send me a photo. Literally, I just see like a TV on like a pole, and then I can see people in the background, weights and people on treadmills and stuff like that. So my show apparently is on in the gym, and Juiced Up Jimmy watches it. And Juiced Up Jimmy will send photos of me during my show to me via email. And the latest and greatest a few weeks ago, who told you those 80s Porsche Carrera frames were back in style? Don Johnson, Whitey Bulger. Whitey Bulger did wear like those Carrera type Ray-Ban glasses. And Corey Johnson and Juiced Up Jimmy on all the junk, all the steroids and horse growth hormones, whatever he's on down there in Cajun country. He spelled my name right, so I give him credit. Good job, Jimmy. Keep pumping the iron. By the way, Juiced Up Jimmy, if you come to New Orleans, I got these glasses at Art and Eyes on Magazine, the premier eyewear boutique in the South. Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, they got nothing on this place. Some of the finest frames anywhere. You got to go to like LA, San Fran, New York to find a place like this. And it's right here in New Orleans. About 4,000 different frames to choose from. You need a great pair of prescription eyeglasses like these, Juiced Up Jimmy, or a great pair of sunglasses. Like I said, 4,000 plus frames to choose from. Designer driven. Art and Eyes on Magazine. Google them. Art and Eyes on Magazine. Hey, what's the latest and greatest on the LSU coaching search? Lane Kiffin, he supposedly spoke to the media in Oxford, Mississippi today. Mike Scarborough from TigerBait.com joins us. TigerBait.com. Go to the website right now. It's definitely recruiting, but it's also everything LSU, like the coaching search, the latest on football, basketball, baseball, women's hoops, all of it. TigerBait.com. And right now, they have a special. $1 gets you in the game. $1 at TigerBait.com gets you fully subscribed. Mike Scarborough from TigerBait.com joins us live. What up, Mike?
Hey, Court, good to be with you, man.
Always a pleasure, man. You and I have been talking sports for about 30 years now, but about the same age, started about the same time. I remember covering those recruiting bashes with you in Baton Rouge 20 plus years ago.
I remember that.
Yep. Good stuff.
I remember doing a remote with you at a Land Rover dealer over here.
Wow. Yep. I remember that too. Mike Scarborough, TigerBait.com. It's still $1 to join TigerBait.com right now, right, Mike?
It is, and we set a record for new subscribers in the last 2 weeks, and pretty proud of our sources and our the amount of content that we put out on this coaching search.
Yeah, you guys are constantly doing that. You and your fellow workers over there at TigerBait.com. What is the latest on the LSU coaching search, Mike?
Well, I tend to think we're probably in a holding pattern right now. I could be totally wrong, but I kind of feel like it should be quiet for the next 72 hours. But we'll see if that holds true. You never know with Lane Kiffin. But look, they play at 11 a.m. Friday morning in the Egg Bowl. And I just tend to believe that probably late in the day Friday, early Saturday, that this thing's going to get blown wide open. I said in our report last night that I will be shocked if we don't know something on Lane Kiffin before LSU kicks off at 2:30 in Norman, Oklahoma.
Everybody out there is assuming, Mike, that Lane Kiffin's going to LSU. He's not returning to Ole Miss because he did not definitively say, hey, I'm returning to Ole Miss. I'm just looking at it like, I don't know what Lane Kiffin's thinking. Maybe that is exactly it. Maybe Lane Kiffin's trying to figure it out for himself. LSU, Ole Miss, Florida, somewhere else. I have no idea, but I think a lot of folks are assuming, and I don't think anyone knows but maybe Lane Kiffin or Jimmy Sexton, and maybe they don't even know right now.
Well, I tend to think he knows. I just don't believe that he would subject his team to this right now when they're on pace to have the best regular season record in Ole Miss history. 11-1 on the line and a bye in the playoffs. There's no 4D chess play that makes me think that he's doing this as some game just so he can stick it to LSU in Florida. And it's certainly not to get more money out of Ole Miss. So watching his presser today and his demeanor as he was asked 3 times about not only the release by Keith Carter on Friday, but how things will play out later this week. And he just does not, between his body language and his demeanor and the language he used, look like a guy that there's any shot of him remaining in Oxford. Now, I can tell you that most of the media in Baton Rouge feel like he's LSU's to lose. Maybe there's some that are a little more skeptical than others. But it's the same thing in Gainesville. Their media believe that he's a done deal to the Gators. So I kind of put out a little report last night that was basically how it could go down and what I expected to happen. But it was kind of in the vein of I jokingly said it was in the vein of OJ's, I didn't do it, but if I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Scalborough's with us from tigerbait.com. What did Lane Kiffin say when he was asked 3 times? Just the generic answer?
Yeah, he says, well, that's the 3 times now that you've asked that after, he said very early on, I'm not talking about that. And, but kudos to that media person.
Yeah.
Continue to try and get something out of them. I mean, they'd be derelict on their job if they didn't ask.
No, I remember Peyton when Breeze was injured. Peyton, it was during training camp. Is what's Breeze's injury? Peyton's like, y'all going to ask this every day? Yes, coach. It's a star quarterback. Yeah, we're going to ask it every day. He's acting like stop asking. It's like just not realistic. No, I appreciate that too. That's what the people want to know. So he did not. The answer was just that cryptic, Mike. It wasn't denying it or I'm happy at Ole Miss. None of that.
He didn't say I'm happy at Ole Miss, but he basically says I'm not talking about it.
Right.
About this game and my team.
Yeah, I don't get why. I mean, don't pull a Nick Saban and say I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying at Ole Miss. But why not say, at this time in my life, right now, I'm very happy at Ole Miss coaching this team, and I got a lot to stay focused on. So I'm not thinking about anything else but Ole Miss. And then in a week, you can change your mind. I don't get the, But this is Lane Kiffin, Mike, and we know the history of this guy, Tennessee, USC, the Raiders, he all over the place. He can be very flaky. He quit drinking a few years ago. I don't know if that was a problem or not. He does this like hot yoga every morning at 7 a.m., no matter what. So he's kind of, a different person. He's older. He's 50. Has Lane Kiffin changed, Mike, or do you think he's still the same kind of flaky guy he was 10 years ago? And the reason I ask you, if he gets the LSU job, some NFL team comes calling that he has an interest in a year and a half or 2. Does he flake out and leave for that? Has he matured? Is he different or not?
I think he has matured, but that doesn't mean that he's not who he is.
Yep.
No. Are you going to see him out in the Oxford bars at night? No. But yeah, I don't know. Look, there's good and bad with Lane Kiffin. He's a great offensive mind. Look what he's done at Ole Miss. He's the winningest coach in Ole Miss history. I think he needs this game Friday to surpass, Johnny Vaught all time as far as winning percentage.
Wow.
So he's but there's also some bad with him. I don't know how good he is. Look, whether he is up in LSU, and I don't know that Florida's all that much different. He probably is going to need to grasp on the idea that he needs the glad hand more than he does. I was shocked to learn a week or so ago that he doesn't do a radio show at Ole Miss.
Wow.
I don't know how that would fly here if he doesn't.
That wouldn't fly if they're not at TJ Ribs on Thursday night. It's not going to fly too well. No, he'd have to do a coach's show.
Yeah, and he doesn't. It's not like he's got an abundance of relationship with high school coaches, which is something that I think to be successful long term at LSU. I don't know that you just want to delegate that to staffers.
Yeah. No, of course not. Hey, Mike, is Kiffin it for LSU? Are they just all in with Kiffin, or they've got some B candidates out there as well that they've stayed in touch with?
Man, I tell you what, it's been all Kiffin all the time. I think they probably have done their due diligence and looked into several coaches, but there's been nothing that's come across my desk, and my phone has been glued to my ear, that makes me think that there's a plan B waiting in the wings.
Hey, Mike, you and Preston and other folks at TigerBait.com, a lot of updates all the time, daily, pretty much, on the coaching search in Lane Kiffin. How can folks join TigerBait.com?
Yeah, now is the time to do it, and we've set a record for new subscribers. $1. You can get on for a week and try us out, TigerBait Premium, and you can be up and running in less than a minute at TigerBait.com. You're going to get our text alerts for the breaking news. We've been sending out newsletters almost daily, and we are on our message board day and night answering questions of fans.
TigerBait.com's the website, the premium LSU athletic website, TigerBait.com. Mike, always a pleasure, brother. Thank you.
All right, Corey, talk soon.
That's Mike Scarborough. Go on the site right now, TigerBait.com.
In this automotive complex, there's something called quick lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
As New Orleans as coffee in the morning and as New Orleans as coffee in the morning and raw oysters for lunch. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Yeah, you right. Monday afternoon edition of the program. Mike Scarborough just joined us, tigerbait.com. Go join that website. Yeah, those message boards, all kind of crazy stuff going on there. Lots of fans talking it up. Happy Thanksgiving week. What are you thankful for? 766-9480. A short work week, 3 days, today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Done. 4-day weekend. Mario, we got more weekend days this week than work days. 3 work days, 4 weekend days. Starts on Wednesday night.
Yeah, I mean, love it. Holiday season in swing.
What you doing? Going to mommy's on Thursday?
I'm going to my girlfriend's family's house, doing all those obligations, and then going to my mom's house.
Nice. So you got 2 meals.
Yes.
Nice, man. You're going to go lunch with the girlfriend and her mom and dad, and then your mom for dinner?
Yep, that's the plan.
That's a good thing, man.
Yeah, man.
You got to kind of pace yourself at lunch.
Yeah.
Just try not to fill up.
No, I'm a pro at Thanksgiving, man.
You are?
I know what I'm doing.
There
Yeah.
you go. Nice.
What about you? Where are you headed?
My brother, my mom, I put her on a plane. My brother and I went to the airport Sunday morning early. We put her on a plane. She's 94, flying by herself, no problem.
Dang.
Yeah, we're going to Charlottesville, where my sister lives. So my mom will be up there. Normally, we take my mom to dinner or Thanksgiving lunch dinner. Last year, we went to Mr. B's in the Quarter. My brother, my mom, and a childhood friend of mine that I've known since like 5 years old. Now it's my brother, my first ever childhood friend that he was 3. I was about 5 when we met. And the other childhood friend that we went last year with, who I guess like since 5, 6 years old. So 2 childhood friends, my first 2 friends, and my brother. So I guess like my 3 best friends, my 3 best original friends, we're all going to the Chop House on Magazine for Thanksgiving lunch. Getting a big slab, Mario Brothers. I'm already thinking, am I getting a ribeye or a New York strip? A ribeye or a New York strip?
Dang.
So I'll figure it out.
That totally explains your turkey take. I understand your family's like really split out and in different states and countries, but I'm getting the vibe that you're a big eating out on Thanksgiving.
Well, it evolved into that.
Yeah.
It was a home thing for years, but my mom and dad came up with the no turkey gimmick.
Okay.
We just all were in. No one complained. No one said, where's the turkey? Because we're eating speckled trout with crab meat or lamb chops or New York strips off the grill, stuff like that. Pork crown roast.
I feel you.
You know, so no one ever was like, where's the turkey? What about the turkey tradition? Now we'd have guests come over. Like I'd have a girlfriend come over, brother, sister, had boyfriend, girlfriend, they'd come, and then somebody might be like, oh, no turkey? And they're like, no, we have this. And then they'd be eating that, no complaints.
Man.
The opposite. Everybody like, oh my God, it's incredible. My dad was kind of chef driven. He'd take his time, make like a really great sauce or gravy, and not some like, McCormick out the packet, something from scratch. So it was just phenomenal that you're putting the gravy on like the oyster dressing, you're putting the gravy on, the dirty rice, you're sopping up the gravy with bread.
Man,
just crazy good.
That sounds good. My Thanksgiving's, I think, a little more generic, but as you know, it's kind of a multicultural setting.
Yeah. You got some Latino stuff going over there?
Honestly, no, not really, but there's a lot of stuff omitted that would normally be there. For example, there's normally not any stuffing. Like we're not eating any stuffing.
Stuffing sucks.
Yeah.
Stuffing sucks.
I
got news for you. Stuffing sucks.
We'll do mashed potatoes and and potatoes are
Yeah.
rotten as like the main
Yes, that's
potato
much
sides.
better. Stuffing's a waste of time.
Yeah,
It
nah,
really
man.
is. It's crap.
Exactly.
It really is.
But we respect the turkey. That's the difference
No,
between
no,
you and
no.
me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I don't really respect.
we have a normal white meat turkey, and then I have an uncle named Paul that always brings a Cajun turkey. That's really good.
What's a Cajun turkey?
It's just a more seasoned.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess.
yeah.
And I think it's fried.
Cajun
too.
means spicy.
Yeah, it's also fried. That's the difference.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Fried turkey's good.
Yes.
Yep. No, you can't go wrong with any of that, Mario. Now I'm like ethnic. My mom's Syrian, and my grandmother Satu, that's Arabic for grandmother. We'd have grape leaves and kibbe, like pan kibbe, which is better than fried kibbe, baked in a pan. Maybe kibbe, the raw stuff, grape leaves, which I love, and not the California leaves in that brine water, but a grapevine in our backyard from Lebanon that's like 100 years old.
Man.
And my mom picking the leaves herself and cutting out the stems, and my grandmother and her rolling up like 200 grape leaves. Incredible. And then I was married to a Greek girl. So that Thanksgiving was incredible because my former mother-in-law can flat out cook her, what off, just incredible. And, turkey and all that, but we'd have like spanakopita and taropita, like spinach pies, cheese pies, the pasticcio, like the Greek lasagna with the bechamel sauce, just, all kind of, it's nice to have that ethnic background. You get the Mediterranean stuff like Greek or Syrian, Arab, Lebanese food, or Italian with your turkey, with the traditional Thanksgiving. You can't go wrong with that.
Man.
So I was assuming you'd have some Latino Spanish specialties, but no. Huh?
Not really.
Nothing from Guatemala.
I'm trying to think, but honestly, not really. Like I said, it's pretty like generic American Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But you need to bring me some kibbe sometime, man. You're always talking it up.
So good.
Like some homemade though, not from a restaurant.
Well, the Lebanon's Cafe kibbe is really good, and the Kebab House on Vets, not too far from you, is really good fried kibbe. This is baked, and then the raw kibbe is like raw. It's just the raw meat. Like I don't even know if I'd mess with this stuff today if I wasn't born and raised around it. But the raw kibbe with the olive oil and it's served cold is outstanding. And in New Orleans, it's kind of nice, Mario Brothers. You eat that raw kibbe with pita bread, and it's great. But the New Orleans twist to that raw kibbe is you use French bread, and it absorbs the olive oil a lot better than the pita does. So it takes that kibbe dish, the raw kibbe, up to an entirely different level. Traditional way, worldwide, 99.9% of the population's using pita bread to eat it, and it's great. But I'm telling you, French bread's even better because it absorbs the olive oil and just makes it that much better. Anyway, yeah, it's everybody. I mean, I'd love to go to some Italian, Sicilian family that's got the red sauce pasta going with the turkey and all that. I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Get some good Italian. I don't know. That's probably my favorite food. If I had to pick one single type of food that I had to eat all the time, you only had one restaurant, one type of food, one ethnicity, it might be Italian. It'd definitely be something Mediterranean, Italian or my blood, Syrian, Lebanese type stuff. So good. So good. My Jewish friend was all mad at me. I was like, dude, you Jewish guys don't know how to cook. There's no Jewish food. He's like, what do you mean? He like freaked out. I'm like, relax. I was like, and so we're going off on all the time. Like, no one wants to eat matzo ball soup or potato cakes. I go, that's the Jewish food. I'm like, I think the number one Jewish food in Israel is falafel, which comes from Egypt. So basically the Israelis have taken my people's food. Like, I'm not saying it's appropriate. I'm not talking about that crap, but Mediterranean food. I don't care if it comes like Lebanon's Cafe. The guy who runs it, Hussein, he's an Iraqi. Kebab House, Palestinian, but it's all Syrian Lebanese food. And I think that it's Syrian Lebanese and it's spread around the region, and Egyptians, Palestinian, any Arabs, it's basically Syrian Lebanese. But my Jewish buddy was like, dude, you don't know these, Jewish places. He started rattle off the list like Shai and Saba and all these places in Uptown. I said, dude, those are Jewish fusion. You're taking my food, the Syrian Lebanese food, and you're making it into, some modern Israeli fusion. And that's fine. I'm not trying to take it away from you. And so finally I ended the argument this way, and he just shut up. I said, dude, Why in New York, which has the second largest Jewish population in the world to Israel, why on Christmas are the Jewish people in New York eating Chinese food? Why aren't they going to the Israeli restaurant? Want to know why? Because it doesn't exist. And my friend just sat there, my Jewish friend just sat there and shut up. I was like, if there were Israeli restaurants, they'd be eating that on Christmas Day in New York. Instead, they're going to the Chinese restaurants. That's always been the Jewish tradition. No, you can have a Jewish fusion restaurant, but I say this, if it doesn't have lamb or kibbe on the menu, it's not really a Syrian Lebanese place. And I'll end it with this. I don't know which one it is, Shai or Saba. My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, made great hummus. The ground chickpeas hummus. She also happened to be, she's New Orleanian, Southern lady. She made great fried chicken. She never made hummus with fried chicken. And at these places, you get like hummus with fried chicken on top. And that's about as Syrian, Lebanese, Middle Eastern as, pizza. There's no hummus with fried chicken. Anyway, I'm dogging the Jewish fusion food on Thanksgiving week. First the turkey, Mario Brothers. Now the Jewish fusion food. 766-9480. You can put me in my place if you like that turkey, or maybe I got it wrong on the Jewish food and it doesn't really exist. 766-9480. 766-9480. Dial us up. Put me in my place. Correct me. I like being corrected. I like new information. I don't want to be wrong. Someone's like, Corey, you didn't know this? Blah, 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 blah. Wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting. No, that changes everything. 766-9480. 766-9480. Very fired up about this. This is smart. Mayor-elect Helena Moreno looking to eliminate about 400 city jobs. She's also considering consolidating certain offices or agencies. The only thing that sucks about this, it took like a financial crisis and a new mayor for this to happen. And I'm wondering if there's no financial crisis, I don't know if Helena Moreno would be doing this. I remember Stacey Head, former city council person, very civic-minded. She wanted to reduce the city's pension. Right now, it's like for every year you work in city government in New Orleans or for the city, you get 3% of your highest salary towards retirement. Like you work 10 years for the city of New Orleans, you get 1/3, 30% of your salary for life, working 10 years for the city. It's ridiculous. The federal government, it's 1%. You work 10 years, you don't get 3% a year, 30%. You get 10%. Someone works 30, 40 years for the federal government, they retire, they get 30, 40% of their highest paid salary. You work 30 years in New Orleans, you get 100% of your salary for life. Someone could work in New Orleans at 18, retire at 51, and for more years they're alive than they work, they'd be getting their full salary. That's insane. So Stacey had wanted to reduce it from 3% to a more manageable 1%, something realistic that doesn't need to be subsidized by taxpayers, something that is sustainable. And she got, everybody yelled at her, freaked out at her. Nothing got reduced. Everybody was worrying about getting reelected. So it's a good thing there's a financial crisis in this regard. It forces Helena Moreno to eliminate 400 city hall jobs and also consolidate some offices potentially. I'll fill you in on all of that when we return.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
You're on the neutral ground.
You can act like a man. What can I do?
With Corey Johnson.
Wow, Mario Brothers. Turkey sucks and Jewish folks don't have restaurants. That's our message today on Thanksgiving week, huh? Oh, boy. 766-9480 is the phone number. 766-9480. Happy Thanksgiving. Short work week. 3 days and done. 4-day weekend. Yeah, you're right. Bayou Classic week. Yeah, you're right. Thanksgiving, cold front rolling in. More good stuff. Speaking of Bayou Classic, the Louisiana National Guard, the state police to set up a French Quarter security zone for Bayou Classic. LSU coaching search continues. All eyes appear to be on Lane Kiffin. We'll see. I posted this on Twitter last week. I'm LSU. I focus in on Tulane's John Sumrall. They could almost work a trade, Mario Brothers. I mean, not really, but Sumrall goes to LSU, and Blake Baker, the defensive coordinator who played at Tulane, would go to Tulane and be their head coach. I think that would be a good swap off. Look, if you're a Tulane fan, you're like, the hell with that. We want to keep John Sumrall. I'm with you. And I want to keep John Sumrall at Tulane. That's first and foremost. But if he's going to leave, I'd rather him go to LSU. I think a lot of Tulane fans like, I'd rather him go anywhere but LSU. And then Blake Baker, LSU's accomplished defensive coordinator, returns home to Tulane.
Yeah, hopefully Tulane's done his due diligence. You know, they're, like you said, hoping to keep Sumrall, obviously, but I hope they have some kind of plan in place and some type of list of coaches they would pursue.
What are you talking about? Tulane's athletic department being proactive, Mario Brothers? Is that what you were assuming?
I mean, they've had some success in football. It's been very beneficial. By now, I would hope that they at least have, some kind of plan in place.
Well, you talking about Tulane's athletic department being proactive, Mario Brothers? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, hopefully it's an anomaly with football now that they've had some success.
Wow.
You know,
I hope you're right. I don't see it though.
It'd be I guess like similar to LSU, but like no disrespect, but like a poor man's version. You know, you look at like some smaller schools, some coaches that are having success that might be a good fit here, like Sumrall was at Troy before he came to Tulane. And you go get your guy.
I think Tulane's athletic department's under a consent decree. They got one hand tied behind their back. They're just not very proactive.
Yeah, like the inverse of LSU.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, LSU could give a crap about academics, and all they care about is athletics.
Yeah.
Tulane, all they care about is academics, and really are trying to get away with what they can athletically. And you just nailed it. They got a great football team. Pounce on that. Use that for marketing. Increase enrollment. Invest in that. Instead, they're like, what can we get away with the football team?
You ready for a hot take with 5 minutes left in the hour?
Yes, I want a hot take.
Molten take. LSU alum. I think right now in 2025, Tulane has a more enjoyable game day experience for football than LSU
Of course
does.
they do.
It's a lot easier, a lot less traffic. Everything's more accessible in the city.
Higher quality product, a top 25 team.
Yeah, there's more immediate stuff to do after the game in the city compared to being on Nicholson Drive, which is, really out of the way. Unless you're a college student, you just walk down to Tigerland, which most people don't want to do.
No.
You could even get that at Tulane. You can go to the boot,
Yeah, no, exactly.
Very lively with the young people and whatnot.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I went to a game. I went to the game against Northwestern, the first home game of the season, and I kind of thought that in my head, like, man, and a lot of it, I'm not going to lie, has to do with Tulane is good right now. They're in contention.
Of course.
LSU is not in contention, but I think that's my honest opinion from an LSU alum.
No.
Right now, a Tulane game day is funner than an LSU game day.
I'm an LSU alum too, and I am in a total agreement with you. I would like to see LSU not pursue Lane Kiffin, and pursue John Sumrall. That's what I'd like to see. Now, Tulane fans, again, I'd like to see John Sumrall stay put. But if he has to go somewhere, I'd like to see him go 80 miles upriver and then Tulane get Blake Baker. That would be Corey's dream scenario if Sumrall's going to leave. 766-9480. 766-9480. Helena Moreno looking to eliminate 400 City Hall jobs. Thank goodness. All this talk of like, boy, City Hall's understaffed. There are hundreds of jobs that need to be filled. That's baloney. City Hall is not understaffed. Maybe understaffed like on paper, like what the old numbers were and all the departments and what the new numbers are. Maybe so, but not needed. People that work at City Hall, there's a bunch of people that work hard, and there's a bunch of people that don't. And the people that work hard at City Hall, they know the people that don't work hard. Those people need to pick up the slack or call it a day. And if they don't want to, civil service keeps them employed, put them in another job where they actually have to work and, results are expected. So Mayor-elect Helena Moreno looking to eliminate 400 City Hall jobs. I think that's fantastic because City Hall is bloated, inefficient. I remember we had the big, financial crisis under Mitch Landrieu. And the police department was humming along under surpass 1,500 cops. He cuts the cops. He cuts police. It was unbelievable. It's like, you're telling me all the fat on every other department has been trimmed out. I mean, you got dozens and dozens of departments. Trim a few jobs here from that one, a few jobs from that one, and then they're going to add up to a few hundred jobs, and you don't have to touch the police. So Mitch Landrieu made a major blunder, which the city is still dealing with to this day. Consolidating certain offices or agencies. I mean, I got the list right here of New Orleans departments. It's about, I don't know, it looks like about 25, 50, about 60, 75. There's a bunch that can be consolidated. Like the Bureau of Accounting. I drew a line that goes to the short-term rental administration, the assessor, real estate and records. Assessor, real estate and records go into one department. Code enforcement and the Department of Safety and Permits, one department. EMS could go into the fire department, hazard mitigation, all in one. HDLC could go into the short-term rental association, another department. Mosquito, termite, rodent control could go into parks and parkways. Office of Performance and Accountability could go into the Office of Resiliency and Sustainability. Bureau of Accounting, Office of Procurement, Department of Finance. You could put all three of those into one. I mean, we can do this forever. I can do this all day long. There's a lot of redundant offices. Mosquito, termite, rodent control, parks and parkway, sanitation department, all together. So New Orleans has dozens and dozens of agencies and departments, probably 60, 75. They could whittle that down. Let's say it's 75. They could get the 75 down to about 40 or 50 very easily. And then you can easily eliminate 400 jobs. And then once you consolidate these agencies, you could eliminate another few dozen jobs. No, this is long overdue. It's sad a financial crisis and a new mayor is finally getting it done, but I'll take it anyway. Like I said last hour, after Katrina, public schools, the projects torn down, should have happened a long time before. But if Katrina forced our hands, so be it. Financial crisis causing this to happen, so be it. 5 o'clock power hour coming your way next. Boy, that 4 o'clock hour was fast.
With Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
Ford F-150, number one seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became number one for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's called more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Yeah, you right. 5 o'clock power hour upon us already on this Monday. Short week. Thanksgiving Thursday. 3 days of work and then 4 days of weekend. Yeah, you right. Happy Thanksgiving week. It is New Orleans where we do Thanksgiving special like dirty rice, oyster dressing, baked macaroni. Thank you, you Sicilians. Bayou Classic Week, the big Southern Grambling rivalry in the Dome. They've been doing Bayou Classic for like 50 years. Now, the rivalry goes back a lot farther than that, but, you know, back in the day, it was played at Grambling, it was played at Southern. Some genius was like, let's do this in the Dome. Actually, it was Tulane Stadium. I guess the anticipation of the Dome being built. They knew they'd be in the Dome. You know, Mario, it's interesting. The 1974 Bayou Classic, that was the first game. I bet it was slated for the Dome because, you know, the 1975 Super Bowl was played in New Orleans in January of 1975. The Superdome opened in August of 1975, 6 months later, like literally 7 months later. The Super Bowl in 1975 was supposed to be in the Superdome. But because the Dome wasn't finished, they moved it to Tulane Stadium, literally, like as an emergency. And then 1978, we got the Super Bowl in the Superdome. That was the first indoor Super Bowl.
Yep.
But I don't know.
I'm sure that's what happened. We better get our stuff together to get this 2030 Super Bowl or whichever.
2031.
Whichever the next
yeah,
one. Yeah, well,
we got it together. Long-term lease is signed. So,
good.
No, the NFL and the Saints, we better get it.
That's what I'm saying.
We better get it. Like, we've done our part.
Yeah.
We got the long-term lease signed with the Saints. The state stepped up and all that. But the Saints and the NFL use that as leverage. So you're going to play that game, you better give us the friggin' game. Especially like the next available date's like 2038.
Yeah.
And that would be the longest gap in between Super Bowls in New Orleans history.
Yeah.
So hate to say it, NFL and Saints, we deserve the 2031 Super Bowl. We're a major player for Super Bowls, and we do have a little say in this one. You want to go to Phoenix or you know, Miami or Dallas or Atlanta? I mean, forget about Miami. Like Houston, Dallas, Atlanta, Phoenix. No one wants to go to those cities. No, maybe Phoenix a little bit. You go to, you know, play golf, go to the spa, that type of thing. Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, no one plans a vacation anywhere on planet Earth to go to Atlanta, Houston, or Dallas for vacation. So if no one wants to go to these cities, they're not tourist or convention cities. They don't have culture. They don't offer a lot for visitors. Why would you want to play a Super Bowl there? Now, there are NFL teams there. They build multi-billion-dollar stadiums. They're in the South. A lot of these stadiums are domed. They're going to get Super Bowls. But no one wants to really go there. These places sort of suck. You're there for a week. You're bored. You're tired. You're going to restaurants anywhere USA. You're going 45 minutes an hour across town in traffic to go to this event, to that event. Big pain in the ass. New Orleans, compact, tight. Great Super Bowl city. Everyone loves coming here. The NFL's figured that out too. They're like, we stayed away too damn long. We've gone all these generic, worthless cities, driving across town, all this crap. Come to New Orleans, it's a pleasurable experience. Great food, great entertainment, great music, great venues. No, so we have a little bit of stroke. We have a card to play. So no, they better come in 2031, Mario Brothers, or this talk show host is going to be pissed off. And we don't want that, Mario. You remember the last time I got mad? Blew up those buildings, chained the doors and lit the old folks' home on fire. You remember that? Chain the doors first so no one could escape. Yep. You don't want to make me mad. All right, none of that's true. And you can make me mad. It's not really going to It's only going to be me that's going to be upset. No one else is feeling any threats or danger. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Happy Thanksgiving. The Louisiana National Guard and the state police will set up a French Quarter security zone for Bayou Classic this weekend. The LSU coaching search continues. All the focus appears to be on Lane Kiffin and Lane Kiffin exclusively. If I were LSU, I would say, Lane Kiffin, go to Florida, stay at Ole Miss. We're not interested in you anymore. And I'd be contacting John Summerall at Tulane. But that's just me. You know, a friend of mine made a good point. He's like, Corey, John Summerall's won at Troy and Tulane. How do you know how he's going to do at a powerhouse school with a lot of great talent? And that's a legitimate point. That's a legitimate point. We don't know. We don't know. This goes in the yes, 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 and yes category. Finally, thank goodness. You know, sometimes you need something bad or unfortunate to happen to move you in the right direction. It's kind of human nature. It's like, you want to change dramatically? I'm going to get healthy and eat right. You need like a death, a plane crash type of thing, something dramatic to make us change. The public school system in New Orleans was friggin' horrendous 20 years ago, like the worst in America, just corrupt as can be. Teachers that couldn't teach, janitors making 70, 80 grand a year, working 9 days a week, 40 days a month, 400 days a year, just nonsense like that. Dead people receiving checks, school buildings in total disarray, just a nightmare. We've got more new school buildings than any metropolitan area in the United States. Over $2 billion in the last 15 years of new school buildings in Orleans Parish alone, like north of $2 billion in construction. So some positive moves without a doubt. Katrina forced our hand, got rid of the public school system, and then got rid of the projects. Without Katrina, none of that would have happened. This financial crisis we're having with the city, some positives, eliminating 400 city jobs and consolidating maybe some agencies and offices, long overdue. Let's head to the phone lines on this Monday afternoon. 766-9480. 766-9480. Scott joins us in New Orleans. What up, Scott?
Hello, Corey. This is Scooter.
Scooter, my old pal. What's up, man?
I just want to let you know, not only was Satu a very great cook, she was a great seamstress.
You're right.
She could sew with the best of them. I just wanted to tell you and your family, happy Thanksgiving.
Yep, this is my brother's friend who I became friends with. Went to LSU together, knew him since high school, and Scott and my brother lived together, so he got to experience some Lebanese Syrian food firsthand. And my grandmother, who was a great seamstress, no doubt. Good stuff. How you doing, man? Happy Thanksgiving to you, Scooter.
Happy Thanksgiving. I don't mean to take all your time. Get back to your show. I love listening to you.
You still hitting the tennis ball?
Absolutely.
Good, man.
I had to run home and watch you.
Nice. That's Scooter. Thanks, Scott. That's Scott in New Orleans. Happy Thanksgiving. He's right about my sit-to. My mom, when she was growing up, they lived on Canal Street, and my mom would see these great dresses by these designers, and my grandmother could just go look at the dress and in 3 days would have that dress made for my mom in her size. She'd write up the pattern and everything and just sew these dresses. And all my mom's friends were like, oh, you got a Yves Saint Laurent dress. You got the Chanel dress, whatever. You know, she's like, my mom wouldn't say, no, it's a knockoff. My mom sewed it, but it would be as nice a quality, you know, or even better. And yeah, she could sew and she could cook. It was a blessing. I was spoiled. I admit it. I mean, I had 2 older brothers, 2 older sisters. I was the youngest of 5. My parents never got divorced. They loved each other their entire life. My mom's still around at 94 years old. Had an aunt, had a grandmother, had another grandmother, an uncle, All of them caring for me, taking care of me, spoiling me. Gert, another grandmother. No, I was fortunate. No doubt. It's Thanksgiving week. No, I'm fortunate being in New Orleans. I'm blessed. You know, I often say on my show, I'm like, the job I do, you don't befriend the people you're talking about. I don't have to befriend the people I'm talking about. I'm lucky. I've got a lot of friends. Lots of friends, lots of acquaintances. I know a lot of people in New Orleans. I've been here, 5+ decades. A lot of people in New Orleans know me. I drove by today. I'm on Jefferson Highway by the parish line, Claiborne and Jefferson Highway. The UPS guy pulls out in front of me. I see him. We're waving at each other. It's my UPS guy. You got your UPS guy. Just an example. You've been here a long time. You're in New Orleans. It's like a big town. Everybody knows everybody. So lots of family, lots of friends, lots of acquaintances. No, I'm blessed. I'm lucky. I don't need to befriend politicians, and I get to avoid the big shots. It's one of my favorite lines from Bill Bradley, the old Washington Post editor. Avoid the big shots. I avoid the big shots. Don't care about people that are, politicians or celebrities or athletes or wealthy or whatever. Seen all that, know people like that, been there, done that. Don't need that. I'm lucky. Very fortunate. Family, friends, acquaintances, living in New Orleans. I mean, my brother-in-law comes in with my sister from Virginia. We'll walk in a restaurant. People are like, hey, Corey, I know the owner, whatever, the manager. He calls me the mayor. Like I'm the mayor of this city. It's like, you'd be the mayor too. And so many other people out there in New Orleans that have been around long enough. Like I said, it's like a big town. People take care of people in this town. I take care of people. People take care of me. It's a blessing. Happy Thanksgiving. Lot to be thankful for living in New Orleans. Hey, when we come back, I'll fill you in on some City Hall positive moves, maybe eliminating some jobs and consolidating some agencies.
One of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville. A New Orleans tradition for over 40 years. Serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen. Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation, Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
This is a hell of a lot easier than when I delivered pizza in New Orleans. What the hell? We're all just blocking the street. We're all just blocking the street. Come on, I gotta deliver this pizza. We're all just blocking the street. Screw it. We won't stop blocking the street. Never stop blocking the street.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson.
Yeah, you're right. Monday afternoon, 5 o'clock powwow. Thanksgiving week, Thursday, Turkey Day. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Hey, ladies, you want to tighten up your husband, boyfriend for Christmas? Call LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get a chipping and putting green installed in your backyard. He will freak out. He will love it. If you call LGD Lawn and Landscapes today, they can get your backyard ready for him. A chipping and putting green for Christmas. Take about a day and a half to get it done. Chipping and putting greens, not only beautiful, but functional. Take your golf game to a whole new level. I was in my backyard about 10 minutes today. I putted for about 5 minutes. I chipped for about 5 minutes and went inside. I mean, it's great. I got it in my backyard. So I'm knocking out 5 and 10 minutes every day. You know, over a week, I got an hour of practice in. Just like that. It's that easy. It's so convenient. Zero maintenance. Get an absolutely free estimate on installation of artificial turf, synthetic turf, a chipping and putting green in your backyard. Or maybe you just want to get rid of that little patch of grass, especially around like a pool. Or if you have a dog, no more puddles, no more tracking mud and dirt into the house. Synthetic artificial turf. LGD Lawn and Landscapes will handle it for you. New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes. Go online to their website. Check out installations all around the city. Get an absolutely free estimate, too. NOLALGD.com. Go to their website right now. NOLALGD.com. You can get that chipping and putting green installed in your backyard before Christmas. What a great present for him. NOLALGD.com. NOLALGD.com. Go to the website. I love my chipping and putting green. Love it. I pinch myself. I'm like, man, I got this in my backyard. Incredible. Yeah, short work week. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Then a 4-day weekend. Yeah, you right. Bayou Classic week. Oh, yeah. Thanksgiving. Got a little rain maybe on Wednesday and a cool front rolling in for Thursday. How nice is that? Maybe 40s and 50s for Thanksgiving. Just what the doctor ordered. The Louisiana National Guard, the state police will set up a French Quarter security zone for this weekend's Bayou Classic in the quarter. LSU coaching search, Mike Scarborough from TigerBait.com. All eyes are on Lane Kiffin. I mean, it seems like Lane Kiffin's the clear choice. A lot of folks think Lane Kiffin's going to take the job, an upgrade from Ole Miss to LSU. I have no idea what's going to go down. But if I'm LSU, Lane Kiffin's an obvious choice. The guy's a winner, cutting-edge offensive mind. I still think a little flaky, has some baggage. You just don't know what he's going to do. In a year or two, some NFL job interests him. Does he leave at LSU for that? Who knows? I like John Sumrall at Tulane. I think the guy's a total winner, a ridiculous competitor, 42 years old, an up-and-comer. I think LSU would be a great move. This guy would be at LSU for 20 years. I think it would be a fantastic move. I don't think he's flaky. I don't think he would go anywhere else. He'd be like, this is the pinnacle for me. This is the peak. I'm the LSU head coach. Tulane could then hire former Green Wave player, LSU defensive coordinator Blake Baker as head coach. Now, I know Green Wave fans are like, A, we don't want to lose John Sumrall. We love him. B, If we got to lose him, anywhere but LSU, any program but LSU. I hear you, Tulane fans. A lot of you hate LSU, and I get it. A lot of LSU fans hate Tulane. The old rivalry, I get it. I'm one of the rare birds, New Orleanian. I love Tulane. I love LSU. I love them both. In an ideal world, John Summerall stays put. But if he has to leave Uptown, I'd like him to go to Baton Rouge, stay in the state, keep representing us. And then Blake Baker, the old Tulane player, who's one of college football's most coveted defensive coordinators, he could become the head coach at Tulane. You know, Corey's dream scenario on Thanksgiving week. Now, I mentioned earlier, you know, we needed Katrina to eliminate the Orleans Parish public school system, like 9,000 employees. It was a blessing in disguise, a silver lining of Katrina, being able to 86 that whole school system, because there was no way to do it before. Civil service wouldn't let you fire the teachers, the principals, the janitors, none of it. But Katrina flooded the city, and there were no students in town. There was no reason to have the school system. There was no money to have the school system. The city was bankrupt. We could circumvent civil service and just eliminate the school system and start over again. Now, I know a lot of people have had this discussion over the last few decades about this. Some people like, Corey, you're so harsh. I worked in the school system. I worked hard. It was a great job for me, you know, and they just took it away from me. And yeah, that's not fair and all this stuff. No, what's not fair is a school system that didn't teach kids. It was horrendous. It was the worst, if not, you know, one of the worst at best, like bottom 3 to 5, best case scenario, the absolute worst school system in America, most likely. Horrible. Janitors making 50, 60, 70, 80 grand a year. I remember Colonel Davis, like no one in the military uses their rank in civilian life. I mean, name me someone in the military. Military people are proud. They rarely mention they're in the military. They rarely mention they're in the military. They don't discuss it. They don't talk about it. They never use their rank. I remember Colonel Davis was the, you know, school superintendent because Mr. Davis wouldn't work. Had to have the colonel thing to like boost his resume. And it proved to be a farce, a joke. The guy was a nightmare. His dad was a janitor making like 70, 80 grand a year. His dad's timesheets would be like 9 days worked last week, 40 days worked last month, 500 days worked last year. Like the math didn't work. 70, 80 grand a year. It was obnoxious. Dead people receiving checks, dead teachers, their family receiving checks and cashing them. School buildings that were falling apart. No bathrooms, no AC, no heat, just a nightmare. Not a good environment. You know, and a lot of hack employees just trying to skate by and at the cost of students' education, ruining generations of New Orleanians. So the public school system was a joke. It was horrendous. It was worthless. No, Katrina, we got to eliminate it, start over again. All the principals, all the teachers, and all the janitors, bus drivers, if that was your job, your vocation, you were dedicated to the students, you're right back in it. That's who you are. You're right back in it. It was all the jokers and the hacks complaining because the free ride was over with. Now the public school system has a long way to go. It's not elite. It's not great, but it's viable. We actually educate kids somewhat, which is the exact opposite of 20 years ago. So Katrina, we got to eliminate, I forget the numbers, it was like 7,500 to like 9,000 public school employees in Orleans Parish. That was a blessing. That was huge. The projects, including the Big Four, torn down post-Katrina. Never would have happened before, but the storm changed the whole dynamic of the city, got to tear the projects down. Those were two major improvements for the city. Eliminating the Big Four projects and eliminating the worthless Orleans Parish public school system. Wouldn't have happened without Katrina. So a bad thing, we got something good out of it. Should have tried to eliminate those two things before the storm. Right now, we have a fiscal crisis, a financial problem in New Orleans. Because of it, Mayor-elect Helena Moreno looking to eliminate up to 400 city jobs. Thank goodness. I remember a few months ago it was the opposite. We got to hire more city employees. We don't have enough city workers. It's like, really? The ones you got, make them work harder. I mean, you already have a bunch that work hard, but you got a bunch that just are slackers or jokers. They know the system. They're like Morris Bart. They take advantage of the system, and they don't put in the proper day's work and they get the proper pay, and that's not right. So eliminating 400 city jobs, a huge plus. And then the mayor's talking, mayor-elect, considering consolidation of city offices and agencies, and that is long overdue. I've got the list right here. I wrote it up a few years ago. You can look on my sheet. It's probably about 75 different city agencies or departments. And this is just me quickly, like mosquito, termite, and rodent control, parks and parkways. They could all be integrated in one. Sanitation department, parks and parkways, mosquito, termite, rodent control, all one office instead of 3. So let's just pretend each office has 30 employees. That's 90. You could probably cut it down to 60. You could eliminate a third of these employees by consolidating those 3 departments. The Bureau of Accounting. How about the Department of Finance, the Office of Procurement, the Bureau of Revenue, all consolidated into one department. The Bureau of Treasury. I mean, think about that. You got the Bureau of Accounting, you got the Department of Finance, you got the Office of Procurement, you've got the Bureau of Treasury, and you've got the Bureau of Revenue. Consolidate those 5 departments into one. You could probably eliminate half the employees. EMS, fire department, hazard mitigation, consolidate all those departments. HDLC, the Historic District Landmarks Commission, short-term rental administration, consolidate those. I mean, it's crazy. Oh, also, Department of Property Management, HDLC, Department of Property Management, Department of Safety and Permits, all consolidated. Short-term rental association, put them all in that group. No, there's a lot of departments, agencies that could be consolidated. So you go from like 75 to 40 or 50, and then you eliminate a bunch more jobs because you've consolidated and people are taking on two roles, actually getting work out of city employees like it's the private sector. So no, Helena Moreno looking to eliminate 400 city jobs, a big plus, big thumbs up. Consolidating certain offices, agencies, a big thumbs up. Long overdue. It's a shame a fiscal crisis, a financial crisis, forced our hand. Hey, are you tired of your dry cleaner? Want to experience the best? Young's Dry Cleaning, 85 years of excellence since 1940. They're truly a New Orleans institution, and they'll come to you. Free pickup and delivery, home or office. Manless locker locations, probably right under your nose, right where you live or work. And of course, the old school walk-up locations, youngsdrycleaning.com. Experience the best. youngsdrycleaning.com. Monday afternoon edition of the program. Thanksgiving week. Lots to be thankful for. 766-9480. Dial us up.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's called more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called quick lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
As New Orleans as the mighty Mississippi, Corey Johnson.
The old miss, the old man.
On 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Deep River, my home is over Jordan.
Brett Martell from the Associated Press, about 10 minutes away. He'll be live from the Smoothie King Center. I think the Bulls and Pels are going at it tonight in a little while. Live from the arena, Brett Martell. We'll get the latest on the LSU coaching search. Mike Scalborough from tigerbait.com joined us in the 4 o'clock hour. They got a $1 special. You can join the site. The last few weeks, they've had the largest subscription uptick in the history of that site, which is like 30 years old. A lot of folks trying to find out what's going on with LSU's coaching search, the latest and greatest. Lane Kiffin had his weekly press conference. Ole Miss, Mississippi State Friday, the annual Egg Bowl. He was asked not once, not twice, but 3 times. Started to get a little irritated. Y'all asking me 3 times now about the coaching job, huh? Got no comments. No comments. I mean, I'm Lane Kiffin. It's pretty easy, You say 2 things. I have not discussed, with any university about coaching there. I have not had a discussion with any university. And I am very happy at Ole Miss. Today, right now, this is where I want to be. Ole Miss, and I couldn't be looking more forward to this Egg Bowl. That's it. And has he lied? No. He hadn't talked to any schools, but his agent has, Jimmy Sexton. So Lane Kiffin wouldn't be lying, saying he hadn't talked to anyone. And then saying, today, I am very happy where I am right now at Ole Miss. I love it here. Focus on the game. And tomorrow he could change his mind and go somewhere else. But what he's saying, I guess, makes people, especially Ole Miss fans, a little, I don't know if it's upset or nervous. But here's the thing, I think. I mean, he could, at the end, on Friday, could be like, after the game, I think Friday or Saturday, he's supposed to announce his intentions, or at least the AD at Ole Miss says they'll know the future of Lane Kiffin. I wouldn't be shocked if Lane Kiffin's like, staying at Ole Miss. Got a new contract. I'm going to be the highest paid coach. Got more NIL money. I'm happy here. I'm staying at Ole Miss. I wouldn't be shocked if he said, I'm taking the Florida Gator job. I wouldn't be shocked if he takes the LSU job. But for folks to say he's definitely leaving Ole Miss because otherwise he would have said he's staying, I think is nonsense. I don't know how you come to that conclusion. I think Lane Kiffin doesn't know what he wants to do. That's my opinion. Lane Kiffin could Totally know what he's going to do. He's going to Florida. It's already locked and loaded. Him and Sexton know it. He's going to LSU. It's locked and loaded. Him and Sexton, his agent, know it. Staying at Ole Miss. I mean, we have no idea what's going to go down. And I don't think you can read into what he's said and done, meaning he's going to LSU or leaving Ole Miss or staying at Ole Miss or going or not going to LSU. We have no idea. No idea. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. You know, I'm in New Orleans. I'm biased. I like John Sumrall. If I were LSU, I wouldn't even be going after Lane Kiffin. I'd be going after John Sumrall. I think John Sumrall is the future. He's an up-and-coming coach. Nick Saban clone. I very much like John Sumrall. And Blake Baker, LSU's very accomplished defensive coordinator, he played at Tulane. He could go be the Tulane head coach. Everyone wins. Now, Tulane would say, no, we're losing. We lost John Sumrall. You're right. If Sumrall chooses to leave, it's a big blow for Tulane. But if he chooses to leave, me personally, I'd like to see him go to LSU, stay in the state, keep representing us. And Blake Baker would be a great fit at Tulane, the former player and a, coveted defensive coordinator. Anyway, we'll see where all this goes. Maybe John Sumrall stays at Tulane. Maybe LSU gets Lane Kiffin. Maybe LSU goes in a different direction and goes and gets, the Georgia Tech coach Key or Dillingham, the Arizona State coach, or Drinkwitz, the Missouri coach. I have no idea. Mario Brothers, you see anything? You know anything? You have any inside information? You have any gut feeling, any of this, how this is going or no?
Not really. A lot of people claim to, but that doesn't mean he's going
No,
to leave.
exactly.
I know like a lot of media in Baton Rouge are, saying that they feel pretty good about it, but no, I don't have any inside information at all.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else does either.
No.
I think they just know LSU is singularly focused on Lane Kiffin apparently right now, and we'll see what happens with his agent, Jimmy Sexton, and Lane Kiffin, what they decide.
I just hate this. I kind of wish LSU was just playing meaningful football, and we could talk about that. But at least Tulane is, so that's good.
Yep. No, Tulane's got a big game against at home against Charlotte. It only has one win. Tulane's expected to win. I'm sure they're favored by 25 points in that ball game. What is the spread, by the way, Mario?
I'll look. While I'm looking, I'll say Tulane looked pretty good on.
I'm going to guess 21.5, something like that. 22. Something like that over Charlotte. The Wave wins. They're playing in the conference championship game, the American Athletic Championship game. They win that. They're in the playoffs.
It's 29.5.
29.5. Yeah.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
They look good, man. I watched most of the game.
That was a nice Temple win.
Yeah.
Temple's got a decent team.
Tulane's main weakness this year has been their passing game and like their wide receivers not being explosive enough. But Retzlaff looked in a rhythm. They had a long touchdown on the first drive.
Yep.
And they look to be rounding into form there. If they can keep that up, that makes them really dangerous.
No, they're better now. They're better than they were earlier in the year.
Yes.
They got to keep doing that.
That was a weird situation with the quarterback, too. If you remember, he was really good with BYU last year, got kicked out, got absolved of legal trouble, but still technically broke the honor code at BYU.
Yeah, you can't sleep with anybody.
Tulane scoops him up, and he didn't join Tulane until like April or June or something.
July.
Yeah, so he really got kind of thrown into the
July.
fire. But
first game he was on campus 6 weeks when he started the first game.
Exactly.
6 weeks.
So 8 or 9 games later, he's kind of now finally, I think, getting a handle on
Totally,
the offense and looking comfortable out there.
That's the problem with today's football, Mario Brothers. Like the NIL, the transfer portal, you get a bunch of new players. You have to form that team together in a few weeks, a few short months. It's not been with the program 3 years. He finally is a starter, and all that. You're not really as much. You're not, discovering talent. You're not nurturing it. You're not creating it.
Mm-hmm.
You just sort of having a piece together, a fly-by-night team that you cobbled together via the transfer portal in like the last few weeks.
Well, it's still important to develop the rest of the team. Sometimes you're like a quarterback away and you have to plug and play there.
Oh, no doubt. But the transfer portal, Mario, you with a program that's successful, you want it to be a supplement. Like like, hey, we need a QB, we needed a guard. Brian Kelly, his demise was year 4. He had to bring in all those players from the transfer portal. It's like, you obviously weren't recruiting right.
Exactly.
You had these nationally ranked recruiting classes, but maybe you're getting a lot of wide receivers or running backs or whatever, not offensive, defensive line.
Exactly. You got to own your position too. Like Summerall's an offensive guy. They've been good at offense. Brian Kelly's a offensive line guy, and they were really weak there. Like Les Miles, he tapered off towards the end, win-loss wise, but offensive line, his position was always strong.
Oh, no, always strong.
You know?
They would run it 3 yards in a cloud of dust if you liked it or not.
Yeah, and I think that's really important with LSU too. Like, it'd be really risky to get like a CEO type of coach.
Yep.
Because then you risk having to hire good coordinators all the time. Because when your coordinators do good, they become a head coach. I'd like to see LSU get like a offensive specialist or a defensive specialist, somebody who's going to actually be calling the plays.
Well, Baylor might be 86 in Aranda.
Yeah.
They haven't done what they thought they would get out of him.
See, I think he's like Dennis Allen or like Atlanta's coach. Some guys are like really good coordinators
And aren't good head coaches.
Yeah,
Steve Sidwell with the Saints was a prime example under Mora.
Exactly.
He's not a head coach, but he's a great, great defense coordinator, as good as it gets.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think Aranda he's sort of cerebral. He's not very, coaches a different style, but on defense, that works great as a coordinator. As a head coach, maybe you need to be a little more outgoing, affable, all that stuff.
Yeah, like I'd give Aranda any money he wants to be
LSU's
LSU's
coordinator. Are you
defensive
kidding me?
coordinator.
Especially if like Summerall goes to Baton Rouge and Blake Baker goes to Tulane or something like that.
Exactly.
You need a D coordinator. That would be fantastic.
That's what Joe Brady's trying to prove. Like Joe Brady's been a masterful play caller, but that's different than being a head coach. That's why he's still in Buffalo trying to kind of prove himself.
Mario, I heard some nauseating stuff that's right up your alley. You'll probably love it. There's talk like if Lane Kiffin got hired, maybe Coach Orgeron would be the D-line coach. And Orgeron's like, I'd be game for that.
That'd be wild. I mean, but from a football sense, I think it would make sense. Good D-line coach.
That's a horrible maneuver.
He's earned his position.
Yeah, no. I mean, I say it wouldn't be horrible, but I think it would be horrible because you have your boy who they brought in first year is an up-and-coming coach.
Yeah.
The former lineman.
Kyle Williams.
Yeah, Kyle Williams.
Yeah, the defensive line coach.
He retired from the NFL with the Bills, and then he coached his alma mater in high school for like 4 years as head coach.
Yeah.
And now he's the D-line coach at LSU, and he's considered an up-and-comer.
Yeah.
And the players relate to him. One thing I worry about Orgeron is he's 60 plus. He lost the team because he couldn't relate to today's players.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he can relate in 2025 to today's players.
I don't know, man. I think that was a really like weird situation, COVID, all that. Like he handled that wrong for sure.
The Black Lives Matter protest, like he didn't understand that and was going old school. Like, I don't care what you got in your personal life. You show up for practice.
And
it's
maybe
like,
he regrets
dude,
that
you don't
now,
understand it. Black players, Black Lives Matter. That's bigger to them than this football thing.
He
just
handled
right
that.
over Orgeron's head.
He handled that terribly. Maybe he learned the hard way.
Maybe
but
so.
I would think he would not.
Maybe so.
And like you said, he wouldn't have to be the head coach. He just had to be a position coach.
Yeah, no, that's a strength.
All that stuff kind of
and help in recruiting.
Yeah, all that stuff becomes less important. There aren't many coaches that would be, humble enough to go back to a place.
That's a good point too. I was thinking about that. I was like, no president goes to Congress. No vice president, after he goes to Congress or becomes a senator, you're done.
That's wild.
And no head coach goes back to. Forget about coordinator. That could happen. Yeah. But a position coach. But Orgeron was never a coordinator, and I don't think he can handle that. So that's probably not the spot for him.
Exactly. But position coach like that would be awesome.
And recruiter.
Like D-line coach. I love Kyle Williams. Great. But I'd take coach out in that situation.
I would stick with Kyle Williams. Anyway.
Fair. Agree to disagree.
Yeah, exactly. Don't say that, Mario. Don't say agree to disagree. Don't say my bad. And what's another one? Yeah, agree to disagree is terrible.
Okay. I'll try and think if I have any. I think one of my radio pet peeves is when people speak in absolutes, especially in sports, when you're talking about like matchups like, oh, there's no way Arkansas could beat Texas. They don't have the athletes.
Right.
It's like, all right, sorry, I forgot you had a crystal ball and can see that.
Yeah. The definitive stuff.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I guess that would be kind of like my pet peeve.
Yep. Hey, in about 6 weeks, 2026 comes into play, a new year. Maybe you're looking for a new job, a new career, change your life. Go to Latrum's website. They got dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of jobs available. Latrum.com, Latrum spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M. a fantastic company to work for. Go to their website now, latrim.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Artificial turf custom golf putting green. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe. Some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
90 minutes of fun.
How funny how? It'd be funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you.
Every weekday afternoon on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333 from 4 p.m. to 5:30.
Yeah, you right. Tonight for dinner, make it Katie's. Great weather day, comfortable. You could dine outside. They have tables that literally wrap around the building. They're on the corner of Iberville and Talamacus, and their tables going down each street along the building. Then they have their courtyard, their new patio inside. Well, you're outside, but inside the building. And a big 90-plus inch flat screen on that patio, that courtyard. As New Orleans as it gets, tonight for dinner, make it Katie's in Mid-City. So damn good. Monday afternoon, Thanksgiving week. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm grateful for this guy. Every Monday, Brett Martell comes on the program. He doesn't get compensated. I don't pay him. He just does it out of kindness, friendship. He's a good guy. Brett Martell joins us live. Happy Thanksgiving, Brett.
Wait, no compensation?
With those checks bounced. Remember that I originally paid you, and then we just never followed up. I thought you didn't need to be compensated.
I just thought if I was patient, you come around eventually.
Yep.
I love Thanksgiving week. It's a great time of year in New Orleans. Great time of year for sports, except that, a lot of the teams are not doing so well right now. So we have to concentrate on the subplots, which is basically, who's playing well enough that they deserve to be part of the future and who's playing poorly enough that they're going to have to be cut loose.
it's Thanksgiving week and the Saints have 2 victories and the Pelicans have 2 victories. That would be very hard to predict, Brett.
Yeah, it's been a brutal. Even, the Pelicans were not expected to be very good this year. And the Western Conference is tough, but you would have thought they'd be better than 2-15 at this point. And after James Borrego took over as interim coach, sometimes that can serve as a shot in the arm to a team when they have a coaching change.
They're 0 for.
They are 0 for 5 under the interim, which has dropped them to a 9-game losing streak, I want to say. So, yeah.
Brett Martell with the Associated Press is with us. He joins us live from the Smoothie King Center. What is it, Pels and Bulls tonight, Brett?
Yeah, Pels and Bulls tonight. Another home game on Wednesday. I think it's Memphis. I have to double check. My memory's failing me right now. But the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, they've got another home game as well. Usually a very well-attended game because all these people are home for Thanksgiving and they take in an NBA game. But yeah, they're going to have to start playing a lot better soon. Zion is expected to play tonight against Chicago, and they need to start figuring stuff out on both ends of the floor.
No doubt. Hey, Brett, the LSU coaching search, any information, anything that you know, any opinions you have? What do you think about the LSU coaching search? And it appears that they're all in on Lane Kiffin. If they don't get Lane Kiffin, they'll have to readjust and go in another direction, obviously.
Right. I think if they did have to readjust, a couple interesting options could be maybe Oregon's Dan Lanning or Missouri's Eli Drinkwitz. But, Lane is their first choice. I get the impression that LSU is a job that Lane has coveted for a long time. And Lane is, close to Ed Orgeron. I'm sure Orgeron would love for Lane to come and get a shot at LSU. His dad, Monty Kiffin, was Saints defensive coordinator back in 1995.
Yep.
Under Jim Mora.
Yep.
He was 20 years old and he was playing quarterback for Fresno State at the time. Lane Kiffin was, but he has some personal experience with Louisiana because of that. And there's, obviously there's the reports that he took the offer seriously as he did with Florida, and he had members of his family go check out both communities to see if they felt like they could be happy in those places. It's hard to tell. I mean, I don't know how he gives up what he's built in Ole Miss, except that, he put out that cryptic tweet that said, when you have big decisions, you have to imagine your 75-year-old self looking back in your life and seeing if you'd have any regrets. And it's hard to imagine that he wouldn't regret at least trying to take the same job at which Ed Orgeron and Les Miles were able to win national championships.
Yep.
Because I think he thinks he's better than either of those guys.
25 years ago, Brett, LSU was looking for a head coach after Jerry Nenardo. Tommy Tuberville was their first choice. It didn't work out. Sean Toohey, the former Newman High School guard who went to Ole Miss and I think is still the all-time SEC leader in assists. He moved to Memphis. We know the Orr movie, The Blind Side. He owns a bunch of Taco Bells and fast food joints and that type of stuff. Sean Toohey, tight with former LSU athletic director Joe Dean. When Tuberville fell through, supposedly Toohey got in touch with Joe Dean. You need to call Jimmy Sexton in Memphis, the agent, and might have another candidate, and it was Michigan State's Nick Saban. So, that Sexton realized that LSU is like Georgia or Ohio State. They don't compete against anyone in the state. If you take care of recruiting in the home state, Georgia and Georgia, Ohio State and Ohio, LSU and Louisiana, and then supplement it with some players around the region, around the country, you can win a national championship. I think Sexton knows that. I think he's known it for 25 years with the Saban thing, and I think he's selling that to Lane Kiffin, Brett.
Could be. Now, it is a new paradigm with players being paid, and so You know, the NIL commitments mean a big deal.
Yep.
And it almost is. It's a bigger deal than recruiting. It's not that recruiting your home state doesn't matter anymore, but now that's more of a tiebreaker.
It made college football a little more parity going on now.
Right. Yeah. But that being said, look, I mean, Lane has been as a head coach and both as an assistant on other SEC teams in Tiger Stadium. You know he has a certain reverence for that place. He knows what the environment is like in there. I mean, I talk to Saints players all the time who used to play in the SEC for various teams, guys that didn't play for LSU but played in the SEC.
Yep.
And they all say their favorite road game was Tiger Stadium, right? I mean, there's just nothing like that place. And I can imagine that Lane would love to be able to soak that in from the home sideline after he's running up the score on a rival SEC team. So, in addition to all the other things we talked about, I think there's a strong possibility that he'll end up there. I mean, it's not a sure thing yet, but the statement that Ole Miss put out would not leave me, if I were an Ole Miss person, very confident that he plans to stay there after this season.
Yep. Good
and
point.
That he'd make a decision after the Egg Bowl.
Hey, Brett, how can folks check out your stuff via the AP?
APnews.com or AP News app, free on a smartphone.
We're overdue for some golf, Brett. Happy Thanksgiving.
Indeed. All right. Take care, man. See you soon.
Yeah, you're right. That's Brett Martell from the Associated Press. Thanks to Mario Brothers at the controls. I'm Corey Johnson. See you tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Thanksgiving week continues.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.